Hey y'all, thanks for checking out Euclid Mining. So today I'm going to be answering a question one of my viewers had the other day, and it's a simple question, and it was basically, how do I get my CASPA into my bank account? Maybe you want to help pay with some of the electricity costs for mining or whatever the case may be. But if you do want to do that, I'm going to show you how to move that over. Let's go ahead and hop over to here. And first things first, we're going to be looking at CoinGecko because it's the site that I use, and it gives me a list of all of the exchanges that trade CASPA. So we're going to go down here, and as you can see, these are the exchanges. Now, these aren't all the exchanges. You can click on this button right here, and it'll show them all. Or you can also just come to the top here and click on Markets, and it'll also show you them all. We're going to be using TradeOgre today because I've used TradeOgre before. Now, none of this is financial advice. Do what's best for your pocket or pocketbook, but this is the one that I've used. I've had success with it, but I can't guarantee any promises with anybody else. This is just my own personal usage. I've also used TxBit, and I've had success with them, but again, you choose whichever one you feel most comfortable with. We're going to be using TradeOgre. So we're going to go over to TradeOgre. Now, TradeOgre doesn't require KYC if you're only taking out $500 a day. If you want more than $500 transferred out of your wallet on their account, then you'll need to KYC, or you'll need to wait for multiple days to move 500, 500, 500, or get KYC'd, and I guess there's they probably still have some sort of ceiling of limit, or maybe they don't. I haven't gotten to that far because I haven't KYC'd myself on their site because I really haven't moved more than $500 in or out of this wallet. So it'll be up to you on what you want to do for that. But if you just want to sign up with your email address, then you're good to go for $500. Anything beyond that, you will need to KYC. So first things first, we're going to need to go ahead and get our wallet address that we're going to be sending our CASPA from our CASPA wallet, which is a web-based wallet. We're going to be sending it to this wallet over here, where then we can exchange it. Once we exchange it, we can then take that money, which is going to be USDT, Tether. We're going to take that and transfer it to another platform where then we can exchange that for actual cash, fiat, and then deposit that into our bank account. Now, the last site we're going to be using is going to require KYC because we are depositing money into our bank account. So they do need to report that to Uncle Sam. So that's just the way it is. But okay, so here we are here. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this little icon here. And at the time of recording, these are where the buttons are. If they may have changed, just going to have to search for them a little bit. So if we look at our list right here, and perhaps we don't see the name right off the bat, there's tons of them down here to look at. We're just going to type in the name. I can see it on the list already, but just for argument's sake, we'll type it in. As you can see, there it goes, it appears. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right here to deposit. So again, we're going to need to deposit money into this account. So we're going to copy the address here. We're going to go to our CASPA wallet. No, I'm not familiar with any other CASPA wallets as of the time of this recording. So this is the web-based wallet that I believe everybody's using. And here you are. So I've got a little CASPA in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on send. We're going to put the address right here. We can right click on it and click paste, or we can hit Control and V, and that'll paste it that way. And here we put the amount of CASPA that we want, and there we go. We just put whatever we want to send. If you want to send a little bit, a lot, depending on what you want to send. Here it is right here. If you're trying to pull a specific amount out because you're paying an electric bill and your bill was, $250, I would just come over here and type in 250, and then to take out 15,450-ish CASPA. So you'll know exactly how much money to withdraw. Side note, inconsequential. So you put it all in here and you click send. Now, for the spirit of speeding things up, I've already put just a little bit of CASPA in my account here because I really don't want to sell CASPA. That's just me. So I'm sitting on it, but I put just a little bit in here for argument's sake, just to show the transactions of how it'll work. So it does take anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 or 40 minutes for the money to appear from your CASPA wallet into TradeOgre's wallet. It has to go through a certain amount of blocks. And then once it's, or confirmations, I should say, more similar to what you'll be hearing. And then once it's had enough confirmations, then it'll show up in your wallet. So it can take a little while. I think mine took almost 30 minutes for mine to get in there. So just be patient and bear with it. Now that the money is in here, I can see it right here. We can go back up to markets. And in here, we're going to search for CASPA. And we can click on CASPA BTC, but we're not going to be using that one. As you can see up top here, there's two different ones. Caspa, a BTC Caspa, and USDT Caspa. We're going to be using the USDT because we want to exchange this for USDT, which is Tether. So we are going to go ahead and exchange this for Tether. So what we want to do is take the amount that we have, which is 79.99999 Caspa, and I'm just going to click on that. That's going to fill it in right here, how much I want to sell. This is how much USDT we're going to receive for it. And this is the price in which we're going to sell it at. So if you look over here to the right, you can, I'm sorry, excuse me, on the left, the far left side is what people are buying for. On the far right side is what they're selling for. So right now you can see people are trying to sell Caspa for around 1.7 cents. At the price that we're selling it for, we should have an easy sale because, well, we're selling under what the market is asking. So someone's going to probably scoop that up really quick, even though it's just such a small amount. I'm sure it'll sell pretty quick. So there we go. We have placed our order. And I believe if we come up over here, active orders, and I believe did it already go through? Let's see. Yeah. There you go. So it went through instantly because we were asking under what people had for Caspa, or what they were asking for. So let me just go back to you again really quick and show you that, because it went so quick you probably didn't even notice it. So we go back to Caspa right here. We're just going to click on the first one that says BTC, but like I said, we're going to the USDT, which is up here again. Some of these buttons may change by the time you do it, but again, we have the amount of Caspa that we have available right here. And if we just click on it, it will put the full amount of the Caspa that we want to sell in here, or should I say our entire balance. So if you did want to keep a little back for whatever reason, you could put the number in here yourself. But if you just click on this, it puts it in. Now, it'll tell us how much we're going to get for it. Now, if we want to sell it for a different amount, right now it's 0.017. So 1 cent and 7/10 of a cent, and we were selling it for 1.6. So obviously it got snatched up. If we had changed this and made this 1.8, we basically would have to wait until all of this was bought up, and then our number would then come up next. And there's a pool of money that people are selling it for that amount. So you can see that's how much is in there. So anyway, because we sold it for less than what the asking price was, it just snatched it right up. So this is up to you also. If you think Caspa is going to go up by the end of the day, another penny or something, or I don't want to say a penny, 1/10 of a cent, or something along those lines, you can list it in here for a different amount. You can list it for, well, these people are saying that Caspa is going to be at 2 cents. So they're trying to sell it when it's at 2 cents. So if you think it's going to hit 2 cents and you're not really terribly worried about selling this right now, and you want to see if you can make a little bit more, not financial advice, just do what you want to do, but you could put it in here for a different amount. And then, if I put it in for, 2.5 cents, I'm going to have to wait all the way till down here till everybody else has been sold out over here before I'm going to get mine. And that will be also that if Caspa did go up, and what if Caspa went up beyond this, obviously it would sell very quickly. So anyway, enough about that. So now let's go back to our wallet, to our balances, and we can see Tether right here. We have a balance of $1.29. So what we want to do is we want to withdraw that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put the address in here to where we want to sell or send our Tether. Now, there is a fee for this, depending on how much you're going to be sending. So let's go ahead. Now, I'm going to be using, for this example, I'm going to be using Binance.us. It's the site that I've used before. I am KYC'd with them because I have moved money in and out of there. So again, I've already put a little bit of money in here, just $2, just to show you. But again, this is a centralized exchange. So I am not going to leave money in here necessarily. I want to take the money that's in here, do with it with whatever I'm going to be doing, and then I want to get it out and get it into a decentralized, or get it into my bank account as fiat and get it. That's my personal preference. If you feel you want to leave it in here because there's some big trade coming up, knock yourself out. That's completely up to you. But we're going to be putting it here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to, first off, we're going to need to go through the KYC process with this site, and that could take 24 to 48 hours to finally be fulfilled. I forget how long it took for mine. I forget if I'm saying 24 to 48 hours because I'm being very conservative. It may only be, maybe instantly. I forget, it's been a while, but do it, and then you'll see exactly how long it'll take. I forget what the KYC is for the timeline. So we're just going to go ahead and click deposit. And then in here, we're going to be putting in what we're going to be depositing, DT. So we're going to be putting in the tether. So we'll click that there. Now we have to pick the network that we're going to be depositing from. Now, yeah, the ERC20, and it really shouldn't matter, but always to be sure of any of these things, you want to sometimes just send $1 and make sure it gets there before you send $500, because you send that much money and something goes wrong. You're going to be upset about that. So always send like $1 and find out. Now, the only downside to that is that for me to send $1.29 is going to actually be a $10 fee. So it is going to cost a couple bucks to go ahead and transfer this over when you do this. And I understand that it may not be something you're going to be enjoy doing, but just to verify that it works, you want to send $1. I typically send $1 to any new exchange or any new address that I'm sending to, no matter what the address is. If I'm sending a buddy some crypto, I'm going to send him, just a couple coins just to verify that it went through before I send the entire amount, in case there was a mistake in a letter or I didn't copy paste the address perfectly. I want to make sure that I didn't just piss away all that money. So unfortunately, maybe the first time you do this, it's going to cost you a couple bucks, but you do want to just send $1 just to make sure it's going to work out. That's just my opinion. You do whatever you want to do, but there you go. So now, once the money does make it over to Binance, like it is right here, we are going to go to buy crypto. I know that sounds a little weird, but we're going to buy crypto. So we're going to click on buy crypto. And in here, we are going to be selling. So we're going to be selling our tether, and we're going to be buying USD, US dollars. So we're going to be putting in the max amount, and then we will preview the sale. We'll be getting $1.86 total. And then we can confirm the sale. All right. Now we'll give this a second. And now we are going to wait until this changes, and this is going to go and move up here to USD for the US dollar. So we're buying US dollars with our tether. So we're going to have to wait for that to go through. Once that goes through, if we're KYC'd, then we can go to our withdrawal, but we are going to have to wait just a second. And maybe click on wallet again. I'm going to probably pause the video really quick while this goes through. This might just take a little bit for it to go through. Again, it's got to go through the confirmations. Never mind. There it is. Look at that. Speak of the devil. So there it is right now. Next thing we're going to want to do, click withdraw. So we're going to click withdraw here. We're going to choose the USD for the US dollars that we just bought with our tether. In here, we're going to put in the amount of money that we want to withdraw. We have a whopping $1.85. And then we click preview withdrawal, and then we can go ahead and submit it for approval. Now, again, I haven't used this in so long, I forget how long it took me to get KYC'd, and it may take 3 to 5 business days for this deposit to actually occur. So if you did this on, say, today, which is a Thursday, don't forget, Saturday and Sunday aren't business days. So if it's 3 to 5 business days, you may be waiting deep into next week before you actually see your money. So just make sure you do a little research in here and know what you're getting into before you click withdrawal, and don't just be expecting your money to pop into your bank account in 10 minutes. It may take longer. Now, that's the first way that you can do all this. Now, the other way that you can do all this, and one way that I've used very frequently in the past, is Crypto.com. Now, I haven't been using Crypto.com lately. I've been discouraged by some of the things that they've been doing over there. But the other option is to, again, now they don't support Caspa, so you still will need to go to some platform, some exchange like TradeOgre or TxBit or something like that, and swap it over for a coin that is supported on their network. Let's, for instance, say I used to mine a lot of Ravencoin. And at one point, I used a little of my Ravencoin to pay my electric bill. Well, Ravencoin is supported on their platform. So I just simply took the Ravencoin and converted it to USDC at the time, and then used the USDC to load up my Visa debit card that I have with them. They offer you a Visa debit card if you want, and you can use it anywhere that Visa is used. It's pretty straightforward. Caspa is not supported, so again, you will need to use another platform to swap that for something else that is supported on Crypto.com. I did say earlier that when I have used TradeOgre, when I am sending other currencies besides USDT, because that's the first time I was swapping USDT. I just had some chips with some vegetable dip. It's delicious. I've never used USDT for that swap or for that transfer, and as we could see, it was $10. So it may be, beneficial to almost swap it for a coin that maybe you could send to your Binance here for a lower fee. For instance, in here, if we were going to go to deposit, and these are all the different coins that you can pick from. So let's say, I don't know if Raven's on here. Is Raven? No, Raven coin's not on there. But whatever it might be, you may swap your coin or token, say your Caspa, for something else like Matic, and then send the Matic here. That may be a lower fee to do that. Then when she gets to this platform, then swap that Matic for USDT, and then the USDT for the USD, for the US dollar, then take the USD and withdraw that to your bank account. I know it's a little bit more of a couple steps, but these may be another way to save a buck. Instead of spending that $10 for that withdrawal, it may be a lot cheaper to send Matic and then swap the Matic once you get over here. I'm gonna let y'all figure that out. I just showed you the way that I've done it, and the choice will be yours. I know $10 is a tough pill to swallow to send that, and like I said, be sure the address that you're sending it to, send a buck. Just be sure of that. If the video helped, throw me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. If you want to subscribe to the channel, the button's right over there. If you want to watch any of my other videos, I'm going to have one up over there for you. I appreciate y'all checking in. I appreciate the questions and comments. Drop them all down below. Again, if this really helped you, throw me a thumbs up. I always appreciate that. It helps the channel out so much. See y'all next time. Thanks for checking in.